Hey guys, so welcome to today's video. I have been sitting on for a while because there were certain things that I wanted to happen before I uploaded this video. There are certain things that I wanted to be able to talk to you guys about in regards to Khali and her autism and where she is as far as being in public school. And that couldn't happen until today because I had a meeting with the school in regards to her autism and speech therapy and things like that. So but I also wanted to share her latest doctor's appointment, just so you can introduce you to a more intimate side of Khali and how she behaves on a day-to-day basis and how she reacts to, you know, different people and things like that. So I recorded taking her and Aaleyah to the doctor, and then I just had to wait for the second part of this video. So let's get into it. Here is Khali and Aaliyah's wellness exam for 2021. We'll go through that, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened in today's meeting. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm coming back at you today. Say hi, Aaliyah.
Hi. No, I'm laughing because the boy's on the lunch thing and he's dancing.
What boy? Where? What do you
see him?
at?
Look right there.
Oh, he is dancing. Oh, grooving, huh? So today we are on the way. We are on the way to a doctor's appointment. This is Aaliyah and Khali's annual checkup. I specifically wanted to focus on Khali's checkup. I haven't talked to you guys about how she's been doing this school year as far as her autism and things like that. She's in a good mood today, so I hope it stays that way. I hope it stays that way for her appointment. But yeah, I wanted to focus on her appointment so you guys can kind of see how that goes. It's not too much different than a regular checkup. But I just want you guys to see how she interacts with the doctor, how she speaks with the doctor, what the doctor has to say in regards to her progress as far as speech. And I also wanted to, once all this is done, I'll do a sit down and give you guys an update on what's been going on with her this school year, what services we're looking at, going through the school district. I want to make sure that those of you who are watching who also have a autistic child, that you understand that your child can still, depending on the level of functioning they have, can still go to regular public school if that's what you choose. And there are services through the district that are provided to you. So yeah, see you guys at the doctor's office. So we have a little bit of time before we have to go in. Aaliyah, is there anything that you want to talk to the doctor about today? Any questions that you have? About your tooth? This is not the dentist. This is the medical doctor that she checks your bones and make sure your back is straight and make sure your lungs sound good. It's not the eye doctor either. You have to go to the eye doctor for that. This would be if you have any aches and pains, if anything is bothering you, things like that.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing? Okay, well that's good. That's good. Tell the camera what your name is. You gotta look at the camera. How old are you?
7.
Why are you acting camera shy? They've gone to my Instagram and seen you out there. They see you dancing, shaking it. So why are you trying to act shy? Hi. Aaliyah. Gotta fill out paperwork.
happened to you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Did you fall?
Yeah.
There you go. And that's what happened.
So this is average. So for the weight, you're like right here at come on, 59 pounds. But this is your height. You're all the way up here. You're super duper tall, okay? 53 inches. Wow. Now my okay. Alright, let's go here next to
Is it me?
Calico, yes, and then you, baby.
Alright, and then let's look in your ears. Okay, look that way. Good. And then this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm done with sister, then it's going to be your turn, okay?
Okay, my turn now.
Almost your turn.
Almost, baby.
I'm going to pull this down. Deep breath in and out. Good girl. And jump. Doing great. Out.
Okay, my turn now.
Shh, it's coming, baby.
One more time.
Doing so good, Khali.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that Sissy is nice and healthy.
And not me to eat broccoli.
Don't want to eat broccoli.
Yeah, everyone's and we eat broccoli one more time at the airplane. I'll be screaming.
You're gonna be screaming.
Yeah.
I just set it up to where she can get services in school, speech therapy in school, because she's still a little bit behind.
Okay.
The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the test, the food test. Yeah, the food sensitivity, like the texture. They talked to me about it where she had her speech therapy. It's like for textures. They said it's really common for children with autism.
Oh, we can have like a feeding evaluation.
Oh,
Is she
yes,
having-
yes.
And that's usually going to be through occupational therapy. Does she have a thing with textures? And
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been trying to, and she has.
Okay.
She has been getting better. I've always, even because when she was younger, she was very intolerant.
Okay.
All she would want was peanut butter and jelly. So it was like half the normal toddler thing, but another part of it was just a lot of gagging.
Okay.
So what I did was I just always put whatever I made in front of her,
Okay.
and to at least try it, we'd get one bite in. So she's gotten a little bit better, but
She's still.
I still see an issue with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different foods.
Where do please go?
You are a busybody.
Better, but she's still having walk
Go.
Yeah. And
What kind of
then,
foods will she eat now?
she really likes chicken. She'll do pizza. Now she just started with pepperoni. What did you like the salmon? No.
What is salmon?
Salmon. She's still not doing rice. The fish that we eat.
Salmon or rice?
Huh?
She doesn't like rice.
She won't do salmon. She won't do rice. She won't do broccoli.
Oh, honey, you eat those
She'll do
foods.
chicken, but only if it has a crunch. If it's either baked like hard or fried.
But not
She'll
crunchy.
do peanut butter and jelly. She'll do
Crunch.
Not crunchy, by the way.
Peanut PB&J.
yeah, there was something that I made recently that she tolerated for one night, but then the next day it'll be like she'll say, yeah, I'm eating this, it's good, and then the next day it's like no memory of that. This is
Okay.
gross. I'm gagging.
She'll gag when food she doesn't like.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I don't get it out of her mouth in time, she will vomit.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I say no.
What other foods do you like, Khali?
I love pizza, Taco Bell, and
Oh yeah, cheese roll up. She really likes.
cheese roll up, and I love Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Wow, it's fancy.
Where is Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll go ahead and
This has a pool on it.
so it'll be through occupational
Okay.
therapy.
Are we back to do you have to do my pickup?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at you.
Yeah.
Sit sit right here, okay?
I think last time we talked about it, which was at the end of 2019.
And I picked English because everybody was waking me up. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
And I was out cool.
Remember this? Oh, you're ready. Okay. Ready? Oh, you're just ready for this, huh? Okay, what's this? Man, you're like a pro at this now, huh? Job, Callie. Can you look in your mouth? Stick that tongue out. Very good. Say, You did so well. Good job.
Then I have to lay down.
Well, let me listen to you first. So go ahead and put your mask back on, okay? Good job. You followed directions so well. And now we're going to listen. You ready? Let's listen to your chest, okay? Very good. And can you breathe for me? Take a deep breath. Good. Yes. And just to your back. Deep breath in. My gosh, good job. Again. And again. Girl, one more time. Good job. Right, look at Mama. I'm gonna look at your back, okay?
Look at me, honey. Right here. Look at me.
And then now it's time to lay down.
All right, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed watching Aaleyah and Khali at the doctor's office. My girls, their personalities from Farron all the way on down to Serenity, they just have huge personalities. Like, I just feel super grateful and blessed to have them. I mean, they literally just brighten my day. So the second part of this video, like I said, was going to be a sit down, me talking to you guys about Khali and how she is doing in school. As far as being in public school, she is in public school. She is in kindergarten, so this is not her first year. She did do pre-K here at the elementary school last year. Did she do pre-K 3? I may have homeschooled. I think I homeschooled her for pre-K 3. I did. I homeschooled her for pre-K 3. Pre-K 4 she came here, and then it was still half day. Now she's in kindergarten. No, it wasn't half day. Pre-K 4 was full day. Yeah, pre-K 4 is full day. Sorry, I know I'm babbling, but I'm just trying to remember everything. I got 5 girls I'm chasing after, okay? So Khali started kindergarten today, and as you know, kinder is very different from preschool. It's still a lot of learning through play, but there's also more structure. There's homework, there's deadlines and things like that. My girls go to a STEM academy, so the bar is set a little bit higher than at a normal elementary school, and I was afraid going into this year because I didn't know how Khali would react to that. Yeah, she is functioning. She is high functioning on the spectrum, but you just never know with autism. How she is this year could be very different from how she is next year. There could be different symptoms that kind of come through, different behaviors that begin as they get older, different behaviors that stop as they get older. So you really don't know. It's kind of a roller coaster. So she was doing fine. She started school in August. Within the first 2 weeks, she had one incident. Now, if you did not watch my first video where I openly talked about Khali and her autism and how she was diagnosed and what made me look at her behavior and think that, you know, okay, maybe I need to talk to her doctor, it was low threshold emotionally. And that kind of went away over these last few years. You know, it was really hard in the beginning. There were hours of just crying and just throwing up, just so upset over literally next to nothing. It was big for her, but you know, next to nothing. And that is what made me like really hone in, like, okay, something's up here. So like I said, after a few years, once she hit like 3 and 4 years old, that kind of went away for the most part. She started to manage it well. Well, that was one of the first things that presented itself when she started kindergarten. Now, if you don't know, children or people on the spectrum really take well to structure. Schedules, like normal schedules, it's not that they don't do well with change, but sometimes it takes them a little bit more time to get adjusted to the change, right? So I was worried about that with her going into kindergarten, and lo and behold, within the first 2 weeks, the teacher reached out to me. And let me stop for a moment and let me go back. I did not tell the school that Khali had autism when she was in pre-K or at the beginning of this school year. So sensitive subject, but there are racial disparities when it comes to healthcare, and that's not just for Black women or Black people. That's also for little Black children. And I was just worried that if I did tell them what was going on with her, that she could possibly be labeled, that it would stunt her growth because they would start to handle her a certain way and not expect certain things from her, or it could go all the way the other way and she wouldn't get what she needed, which would send me over the edge. Mama Bear 1000% in full effect, and nobody wants that, okay? So I was afraid of it going either way. Just stories that I've heard, people I've talked to, some people, African American, have really struggled with getting their kids the care that they need when they're on the spectrum. So with all that said, I did not give that information to the school. I was afraid to. I said, you know, she's high functioning, we could probably get away with it. I just have to hone in and make sure I'm staying on top of her so that she adjusts well. Well, anyways, when she started school, I did not tell them. When she started this year, I still hadn't told them, and within the first 2 weeks, that low emotional threshold reared its ugly head. They were doing an assignment. So kids are back in school, but here in the Arlington School District, they are still doing a lot of their work on their tablets. There's not very much paperwork being handed around due to COVID. So it was a day where she had an assignment that was due on her seesaw. She worked on her assignment. They had a certain amount of time. Khali, I have noticed, works a lot slower than the rest of the children. I think there's a little bit of OCD in there, like her oldest sister Farron, where she just wants everything perfect, and that slows down her work. That's not necessarily a bad thing for me, to me. I think that, you know, when they're in school and they're timed and things like that, you know, that part sucks, but that's a whole other subject, okay? She was timed on this assignment, and time ran out and she hadn't finished, and the teacher explained to me that Khali threw herself on the ground, was rolling around screaming. Mind you, I've never seen my child do this. My child has cried over small things, and it's taking her a long time to get over whatever happened, but a full-out tantrum, like I'm mad, I'm throwing myself on the ground, I'm rolling around, I was just like, whoa, all because she didn't finish that assignment, which obviously she's in kindergarten, she wasn't in trouble for. It was more of a situation of, okay, we don't have any more time for this, it's time to move on to the next project. And she completely flipped out, and that brought my antennas back up, and I said, okay, I have to talk to the school about her being autistic, especially since she's starting to show signs of that lower emotional threshold again. So I told her teacher was really surprised. She was like, I would have never guessed. I did notice a delay in her speech, but I had no idea she was on the spectrum. So I went ahead and I told the teacher the teacher reached out to the coordinator here. I forget what the title is, but there is a specific person that takes care of like the different disorders, the different like autism and ADD and you know, just all of that kind of stuff. They take care of those children and the services for those children. And so I went into it requesting a speech therapy evaluation so that she could get speech through the school. And then because of that outburst that she had, I set up a meeting to come and talk to that coordinator to also have a behavioral evaluation done. Now, I had spoken to an outside company, the one that she had her speech therapy through last year, through the state, and they basically was like, you know, she's high functioning, so she doesn't qualify. Like, I think they looked at her test, her score, because you get a score whenever you're evaluated for autism, and once you hit a certain score, then that puts you on the spectrum. And she barely made it. I think she was within like four more points, I think is how it goes, and she wouldn't have been considered on the spectrum. Like something like 3 or 4 more points. She was very, very close to not being put on the spectrum. And so I think they just looked at that and said, you know, she doesn't qualify, which sucks because she has this issue. What do I do? How do I handle it? And y'all are just like, nope. So the school actually does their own evaluation, and so it's gonna help for her to be evaluated in that area, because now they have their own experience to go off of, because they do bring in the teacher. And so that's what this meeting was for me to give consent for them to do a full evaluation, not just for social and emotional behaviors, but also for academics. You know, they're going to look at, is she able to keep up with the rest of the kids? I know that there is a social delay this year, which, mind you, if you know Khali, she plays well with others. I mean, there's never been an issue in that department. Well, the teacher is kind of seeing a delay in that department because of the speech. The other kids probably can only understand maybe about 85 to 90% of what Khali is saying, and so Khali gets frustrated, and so she just will not deal with it, period. She'll go off and play on her own. She has no issues with that, and I think that's what's happening. So yeah, I did go ahead and I requested for a full evaluation. And what the school let me know that I thought was really cool is they have 2 classes that are dedicated specifically to autistic children. One for pre-K through 2nd and one for 3rd through 6th. Just going off of what they know of Khali, because this is their 2nd year with them, they do not feel like she needs to be in an autism classroom full-time. But what they are possibly offering, and we won't know until the full evaluation is done, what they are offering is for her to be able to do like check-ins in that class. So for instance, when she had that outburst and she threw herself on the ground and, you know, did all that, the teacher could have taken her over to the classroom that has a teacher that specializes in working with autistic children, and they would have different things that they can do with her to settle her down and meet her emotional needs at that moment, so that she can get back into a position of going back into her regular class and, you know, being able to take in what's going on and learn what she needs to learn for the day. So different activities like that, and I thought that that was really cool. Or if she comes in and, you know, she's not having a good day and she's just off, because that happens, she could go in there for the day if she wants to. Yeah, I thought that that was really cool, and they called it kind of like a spot check-in, because she doesn't need it full-time, but she may just need it for emotional things. If there's a change in the schedule for the day and she doesn't take well to it, if there's a substitute for the day and she doesn't take well to that new person, that new authority figure, which I don't really see as an issue, because she doesn't really have that issue. It's more of an emotional, when things don't go how she planned for it to go, then, you know what I mean? But she hasn't had any other situations other than that first, within the first 2 weeks of school. She just had that one situation, and I did have a conversation with Khali about it. I did explain to her that that's not what we do. We don't throw ourselves on the ground. We don't scream. We don't cry. Well, not cry, because that's a normal emotion, but just screaming and throwing yourself on the ground, that's not what we do. There's other ways to handle your emotions. I also reassured her that if she's ever at school and she's having a bad day or a bad time, she can always call mommy. I'll either come up here or I'll talk to her over the phone. I get through, obviously, to Khali really, really good. I'm able to de-escalate her really well, and I feel like that's because I honed in on the fact that she was having these emotional issues very early on, when she was under 1 in fact. And so even without the diagnosis and without an evaluation, I started to change the way I handled her, and really just put on gentle gloves with her when she would have those emotional outbreaks when she was a baby. So I think that is why now I'm able to de-escalate her pretty quickly. So, you know, I just reassured her that mommy's always here. You can always call me. I'll come up here. You can talk to me on the phone. And now, hopefully, once they do this evaluation and we sit down and talk about everything, she'll have even more options here at school to help better handle herself. So basically, behavioral therapy here and there when she needs it here at school, since the state won't approve it. So yeah, that's what today was about. This meeting is what I wanted to have so that I could talk to you guys about what's going on with Khali. Outside of that, she's adjusting very well to kindergarten. She loves it. She has so many stories when she comes home. I really do. It's like I told you guys before in different vlogs and things like that. I really believe that children, it's the social aspect of life when you're this young is just so important. And with Khali, it just shows she's learning and she's growing. I don't know that she would be as far as she is, as far as being able to handle her emotions and things, if she didn't have her sisters and if she didn't have her classmates. You know, I just feel like it's just absolutely necessary. So she's adjusting well. She's doing well. She's so far as far as I know, she's keeping up with the class as far as, you know, her learning, her academics. There are some times when the teacher has had to kind of slow down and give her individual time, but not so much to where it's an issue and it's taken away from the other children in the class, if that makes sense. It's not so much of an issue to where she needs her own set of time completely. She might need an extra 5 minutes with the teacher right there, kind of explaining her or walking her through whatever the project is. So she's doing really well. As far as her eating goes, I have requested a, what do they call it? Food evaluation, where they basically are going to go in and look at the different textures that she doesn't take well to. I don't know a whole lot about that just yet. I'm still doing my research. The pediatrician was kind of explaining it to me, but they basically go in to see, she is eating better. I'm still putting everything that I cook in front of her face. I do make her try at least a bite, and that has opened up her palate. She's now eating roasted potatoes, salmon. She's now able, the chicken doesn't have to like be fried and have a crunch in order for her to eat it. She's eating that stuff well, but there are still a few areas where it's just like, you know, she takes a bite of something is is in complete gag mode. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit more than your average toddler, you know, pickiness. So we're gonna have her evaluated for that. She's on the wait list for that. I just spoke with the company who was gonna do the evaluation over this last week, and they stated that she would have to be put on a wait list unless they sent her out to Dallas or something like that. And I don't think it's necessary or that urgent for us to have to travel that far, because that also means that if they do find an issue, that's where her therapy would be. Not trying to do that, not trying to add that to the list. I already have a lot going on, but she's on the wait list for the one right here in Arlington. So yeah, that's the update as far as Khali. Side note, everyone else is doing really well, thriving, happy, enjoying school, happy to be back in school. So if you are new here, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope that if you clicked on this video, is one or two things. One, you're trying to find out more information because you too maybe have some concerns or are going through the exact same thing that I am. Or two, you're just a loyal subscriber and you're just watching the check-in and, you know, see what's up. So hey girl, hey, or hey boy, hey. We're all doing good. And that is the update on Khali. If you're new here, I hope that you will take the time to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.